It was a quiet Monday evening. Emma was texting her sister, setting the dinner table, and listening to her children laugh in the background. By 7:20 p.m., they were all lying in pools of blood. What could drive someone to carry out such a massacre? This isn't just a story about murder, it's a story about obsession, the kind that festers, rots the soul, and destroys everything in its path. Welcome to one of the most disturbing cases in Swedish forensic history. This is the case of Emma Jängsteg and the woman who stalked her family to death. In psychology, there's a rare but chilling condition known as syndrome, named after Hugo, the daughter of famous French author Victor Hugo. A brilliant pianist and a beautiful woman, became obsessed with a British officer who didn't return her love. Her obsession ruined both their lives. For over 6 years, lived in psychiatric institutions, lost in a fantasy of a man who had long moved on. This syndrome, though rare, is real, and in the wrong person, it can lead to madness and murder. Emma Jängsteg was born in Stockholm in 1985. She married young, and had 2 children by age 21, Max and Saga. But the marriage didn't last. Emma moved with the children to a new town, Arjung, to live with her new partner, Torny. Torny wasn't the children's father, but he loved them like his own. A stable job, a house in the countryside, a wedding planned for summer 2008. Emma believed she was finally building a future worth living for. Until March 17th. It started like any other Monday. Torny left for work. Emma stayed home with her toddlers. Around 7:07 p.m., she was chatting with her sister Katarina online. Mid-message, the conversation stopped. Katarina thought it odd. She called. No answer. She called Torny, who was driving home, and said Emma must be busy with the kids. But when Torny reached the house, the front door was open. Inside, chaos. Blood on the floor, toys tossed. Then he saw it, a small body, bent unnaturally. It was Saga. Her face was unrecognizable. Max was nearby, his skull crushed, and Emma, face down, barely breathing. Her skull caved in. Torny screamed as he called emergency services. All 3 were still alive, but only barely. Max and Saga were rushed to the hospital. Emma was placed in a medically induced coma. The doctors were blunt. Even if the children survived, they'd never breathe on their own. By the next morning, both children had died. Emma remained unconscious. She had no idea her children were gone, and no memory of what had happened. Who could have done this? At first, police suspected Torny, but his alibi was airtight. CCTV, witnesses, and work logs proved he was nowhere near the scene. Then suspicion fell on Nicholas, Emma's ex-husband, and the children's father. He had threatened Emma in the past during a bitter custody battle, but Nicholas, too, had an alibi. He was 200 kilometers away. So who was left? That's when neighbors mentioned seeing a figure in black outside the house around 5 p.m. Small, hooded, possibly female. Then, security footage captured the same figure walking near the house minutes before the attack. When Torny saw the footage, he turned pale. That looks like Christina. Christina Schurer, 31, was Torny's ex-girlfriend, a historian from Germany with a troubled past. After just 1 week of dating during a vacation in Greece, Christina became obsessed. She showed up uninvited to Torny's home in Sweden. She faked pregnancies, claimed they had a son, led, manipulated, and even faked a suicide attempt when he cut off contact. Eventually, Torny blocked her. But Christina never let go. She stalked Emma online, downloaded pictures of her and her children, and left disturbing captions on her computer. They'll pay. I'll make sure she suffers. Christina had moved to Sweden in secret. She mapped out Emma and Torny's new house, took notes on their daily routine. She searched online. How to kill someone without leaving evidence? How to destroy a skull with 1 hit? How to clean blood from clothes? She bought shoes matching prints at the crime scene. Her roommate noticed a missing hammer, never recovered. But consistent with the injuries, 3 days before the attack, she vanished. Fled back to Germany. Swedish police issued an arrest warrant. Emma eventually awoke. She had no memory of the attack until she visited her home again weeks later. There, standing in the hallway, it all came flooding back. She knocked. I opened the door. I saw a girl in black. I said, "Can I help you?" Then everything went dark. Emma remembered trying to protect her children, then collapsing in pain. Christina was brought back to Sweden. During her trial, she smiled as pictures of the blood-soaked crime scene were shown. She waved at the jury, laughed when asked if she regretted it. She was ruled mentally disturbed but legally sane. The jury didn't take long. Guilty of double homicide and attempted murder. Life in prison. No parole. Emma never fully recovered from her injuries or her grief. She asked again and again where her children were. Each time, she had to be told. Each time, she collapsed. But Torney stayed by her side. They married in 2010. And together, they began to rebuild. They now have 2 children who grow up knowing the names Max and Saga, and the legacy of love and pain they left. It's a loaded weapon in the hands of the unhinged.